Before we start, make sure to like and subscribe for more educational English videos like this one. My weekend in the city. Hello, my name is Daniel. I am 25 years old. I live in a big city. I work in an office during the week, but today I want to talk about my weekend. On Saturday, I usually wake up late. I don't wake up early because I feel very tired after work. I wake up at around 9 or 10 o'clock. First, I stay in bed for a few minutes and check my phone. I read messages and look at social media. Then I get up and go to the kitchen. I make a simple breakfast. I usually eat toast, butter, and jam. I also drink coffee. I love coffee very much. Sometimes I drink 2 cups. After breakfast, I clean my apartment. I don't like cleaning, but I do it every weekend. I wash the dishes, clean the floor, and make my bed. It takes about 1 hour. Around 11 o'clock, I go outside. I like walking in the city. There is a big park near my house. I often go there. I walk, listen to music, and sometimes sit on a bench. I watch people and relax. At 1 o'clock, I meet my friends. We usually meet at a cafe. We drink coffee or tea and talk about our lives. My friends are very funny. We laugh a lot together. Then we go to a restaurant for lunch. I like eating burgers or pizza. My friend Alex always eats salad because he wants to be healthy. We stay at the restaurant for a long time. In the afternoon, we sometimes go shopping. I don't always buy things, but I like looking at clothes. Sometimes I buy a t-shirt or shoes. In the evening, go back home and rest. I watch TV or listen to music. Sometimes I take a short nap. At tea night, I go out again. I meet different friends, and we go to the cinema or a bar. I like watching movies very much. Action movies are my favorite. On Sunday, my day is more quiet. I wake up earlier than Saturday, at around 8 o'clock. I have breakfast at home. Then I call my family. They live in another city, so I don't see them often. In the afternoon, I sometimes visit them, or they visit me. When we are together, we eat food, drink tea, and talk for hours. On Sunday evening, I prepare for the new week. I check my work, organize my bag, and plan my days. Before I go to bed, I take a shower and relax. I usually sleep at around 10 or 11 o'clock. This is my weekend. It is busy, fun, and sometimes relaxing. I really enjoy my weekends.
A long day in my new life. Hello, my name is Michael. I am 26 years old, and I want to tell you about my new life in a new city. 2 months ago, I moved to a different city for a new job. Before that, I lived in a small town with my family. Life was quiet there, but now everything is very different. The city is big, noisy, and always busy. At first, I felt a little scared, but now I feel better. Let me tell you about one long day in my life. On Monday morning, I woke up at 6 o'clock. My alarm was very loud, and I didn't want to get out of bed. I felt very sleepy, but I had to go to work. I slowly got up, opened the window, and looked outside. The street was already busy. Many people were going to work. I went to the bathroom, washed my face, and brushed my teeth. Then I got dressed. I chose a blue shirt and black pants because I work in an office, and I need to look clean and professional. After that, I went to the kitchen. My apartment is small, but it is nice. I made a simple breakfast. I ate bread with cheese and tomatoes. I also drank tea. I usually drink tea in the morning because coffee is too strong for me. At 7 o'clock, I left my apartment. I walked to the bus stop. There were many people waiting for the bus. Some people looked tired, some people looked busy, and some people were talking on the phone. When the bus arrived, it was very crowded. I found a place to stand, but I didn't sit. I held my bag and tried to keep my balance. The bus moved quickly, and sometimes it stopped suddenly. During the bus ride, I looked out of the window. I saw shops, restaurants, and tall buildings. Everything looked new and exciting. I arrived at my office at 8 o'clock. I work in a company that sells products online. My job is to answer emails and help customers. When I entered the office, I said good morning to my coworkers. They are friendly people. My manager is a kind woman. She always smiles and helps me when I have questions. I sat at my desk and turned on my computer. There were many emails waiting for me. Some customers asked about prices. Some asked about delivery, and some had problems with their orders. I started working. I read each email carefully and wrote simple answers. I tried to be polite and helpful. Sometimes it was easy, but sometimes it was difficult. At 10 o'clock, I took a short break. I went to the kitchen in the office and made a cup of tea. I talked with my coworker James. He told me about his weekend. He went to the cinema and watched a movie. After the break, I went back to my desk and continued working. Time passed quickly. At 12 o'clock, it was lunchtime. I went to a nearby cafe with some coworkers. I ordered chicken and rice. The food was very delicious. We talked about work and life in the city. After lunch, we returned to the office. In the afternoon, I had more work to do. I also had a small meeting with my manager. She gave me some advice and said I was doing a good job. I felt happy when I heard that. At 4 o'clock, I started to feel tired, but I still had work to finish. I focused on my tasks and tried to do my best. At 6 o'clock, my work finished. I turned off my computer and said goodbye to everyone. Then I left the office. Outside, the city was still very busy. There were many cars, buses, and people. I decided to walk instead of taking the bus. I walked slowly and looked at the shops. I saw clothes, shoes, books, and many other things. I didn't buy anything, but I enjoyed looking. After some time, I felt hungry. I went into a small restaurant and ordered soup and bread. The place was quiet, and I felt relaxed. After dinner, I walked home. When I arrived, I was very tired. I took a shower and changed into comfortable clothes. Then I sat on the sofa and watched TV. I watched a simple program and didn't think too much. I just wanted to relax. At around 9 o'clock, I called my family. We talked for a long time. I told them about my day, and they told me about their lives. After the call, I prepared for the next day. I checked my bag, chose my clothes, and set my alarm. At 10 o'clock, I went to bed. I felt very tired, but also happy. My new life is not easy, but I am learning many things every day. This was my long day in my new city. It is sometimes difficult, but I believe I will be stronger and better in the future.
My first day at a new school. Hello, my name is Lily. I am 19 years old. And today I want to tell you about my first day at a new school. Last month, I moved to a new city with my family. Everything was new for me: the streets, the people, the shops, and especially the school. I felt very nervous because I didn't know anyone. On my first day, I woke up very early, at 6 o'clock. I was excited, but also a little scared. I stayed in bed for a few minutes and thought about the day. Then I got up and opened my window. The weather was sunny, and the sky was blue. It was a beautiful morning. I went to the bathroom, washed my face, and brushed my teeth. Then I looked in the mirror and smiled. I wanted to feel confident. After that, I chose my clothes carefully. I wanted to look nice on my first day. I wore a white shirt, blue jeans, and comfortable shoes. At 7 o'clock, I went to the kitchen. My mother was there. She made breakfast for me. I ate bread, cheese, and eggs. I also drank tea. My mother said, "Don't worry, everything will be okay." That made me feel better. At 7:30, I left the house. My father drove me to school. On the way, I looked outside the window. I saw many students walking and talking. Some of them looked happy, some looked tired. When I arrived at school, I took a deep breath and walked inside. The building was big and a little confusing. I didn't know where to go. I saw a teacher near the entrance. I walked to her and said, "Excuse me, I am new here. Can you help me?" She smiled and showed me my classroom. When I entered the classroom, many students were already there. Some were talking, some were using their phones. I felt shy and didn't know what to do. I found an empty seat and sat down. After a few minutes, a girl came and sat next to me. She smiled and said, "Hi, I'm Emma." I smiled back and said, "Hi, I'm Lily." She was very friendly, and we started talking. The first class was English. The teacher introduced herself and asked us to introduce ourselves. When it was my turn, I stood up and spoke slowly. I said my name and where I came from. I was a little nervous, but it was okay. After that, we had a math class. It was a little difficult for me because the teacher spoke fast, but I tried to listen carefully. At 10 o'clock, We had a break. Emma asked me, "Do you want to come with me?" I said yes. We went to the schoolyard and talked. She introduced me to her friends. They were all very kind. During the break, I started to feel more comfortable. I laughed and talked with them. I didn't feel alone anymore. After the break, we had more classes. Time passed quickly. I listened, wrote notes, and tried to understand everything. At 12 o'clock, it was lunchtime. I didn't bring food, so I went to the cafeteria with Emma. I bought a sandwich and juice. We sat together and talked about school, teachers, and hobbies. Emma told me that she likes music and movies. I told her I like reading and walking. We found many things in common. In the afternoon, we had 2 more classes. I was a little tired, but I still paid attention. At 3 o'clock, the school day finished. I felt happy because the day was better than I expected. My father came to pick me up. When I got into the car, he asked, "How was your day?" I smiled and said, "It was good." At home, I told my mother everything. I talked about Emma, my classes, and the school. She was happy for me. In the evening, I did my homework. It was not very difficult. Then I watched TV and relaxed. Before going to bed, I thought about my day. In the morning, I was very nervous, but now I felt calm and happy. I went to bed at 10 o'clock. I smiled and thought, tomorrow will be even better. This was my first day at my new school. It was a big day for me, and I will always remember it.
A long and interesting day at the shopping mall. Hello, my name is Kevin. I am 24 years old, and today I want to tell you about a very long and interesting day I had at a shopping mall last Saturday. I didn't have to work, so I decided to go out and spend time in the city. I woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I felt relaxed because it was the weekend. First, I stayed in bed for a few minutes and checked my phone. Then I got up, opened the window, and looked outside. The weather was sunny and warm. It was a perfect day to go out. I went to the bathroom, washed my face, and brushed my teeth. Then I got dressed. I wore a t-shirt, jeans, and comfortable shoes because I knew I would walk a lot. After that, I went to the kitchen and prepared breakfast. I made eggs and toast. I also drank orange juice. I ate slowly and listened to music. At around 9 o'clock, I left my apartment. I decided to go to a big shopping mall in the city center. I took the bus because it was faster. The bus was not very crowded, so I found a seat. I sat near the window and listened to music. I watched the streets and people outside. Some people were walking, some were shopping, and some were sitting in CAFEQ test. After about 30 minutes, I arrived at the shopping mall. It was very big and very busy. There were many shops, restaurants, and people. First, I walked around and looked at different stores. I went into a clothing store. I looked at shirts, jackets, and shoes. I tried on a blue jacket, and I liked it very much, but it was a little expensive, so I didn't buy it. Then I went into a shoe store. I needed new shoes. I tried on 2 pairs. One pair was very comfortable, so I bought it. I felt happy because I found something I needed. After that, I felt a little tired, so I went to a cafe. I ordered a coffee and a piece of cake. I sat down and relaxed. I watched people around me. Some people were talking, some were working on their laptops, and some were just relaxing. While I was sitting there, I saw an old friend. His name is Mark. We didn't see each other for a long time. He saw me and came to my table. We talked for a long time. We talked about our jobs, our lives, and our plans. It was very nice to see him again. After some time, we decided to walk together. We went to different shops and looked at many things. We also went to an electronics store. We looked at phones, headphones, and computers. Mark wanted to buy headphones, so he asked me for my opinion. I helped him choose a good one. He bought it and thanked me. At around 1 o'clock, we got hungry. We went to a restaurant in the mall. We ordered burgers and fries. The food was very delicious. We ate and talked more. After lunch, we went to the cinema in the mall. We bought tickets for an action movie. The movie started at 2 o'clock. The movie was very exciting. There were many action scenes. We enjoyed it a lot. Sometimes we laughed, and sometimes we were very quiet and focused. After the movie, we walked again. We went to a bookstore. I like books very much, so I spent a long time there. I looked at many books and finally bought one. At around 5 o'clock. We felt tired. We sat down and talked again. Then Mark said he had to go home. We said goodbye and promised to meet again. After he left, I walked around the mall one more time. Then I decided to go home. I took the bus again. This time, the bus was very crowded. I had to stand, and I felt very tired. When I arrived home, it was around 7 o'clock. I took off my shoes and sat on the sofa. I rested for a while, then I took a shower. After that, I ate a light dinner. I was not very hungry because I ate a lot during the day. In the evening, I watched TV for a short time. Then I looked at the things I bought. I liked my new shoes and my book. At around 10 o'clock, I went to bed. I felt very tired, but also very happy. It was a long day, but it was fun and interesting. This was my day at the shopping mall. I enjoyed every moment, and I hope I can have more days like this.